Australian Grand Prix this weekend. It arrived with a forecast of rain. Oscar Piastri renews contract with McLaren for multiple years. And it's the first domino for 2026 that falls. 𝘾𝙤𝙥𝙮𝙧𝙞𝙝 Marko, always him, classifies Gabriel Bortoleto as a level 2 or B driver, and says one of these rookies, will not finish the season. Formula One releases not trailer for the movie with Brad Pitt, which comes out in July. Cadillac comments on Colton Herta's situation without the super license points and says, rules are rules. We will have to accept it. Stefano Domenicali renews as CEO of Formula One for another 5 years and stays until 2029. Formula One prepares for the championship opening, and today at 10:30 p.m. There will already be cars on the track. It's about to start. Splash and Go returns for the second season of Outro Canal, our alternative second screen broadcast. To the dismay of the competition, Bortoleto with Sauber, Lewis Hamilton with Ferrari, Carlos Sainz at Williams, Max Verstappen in pursuit of the 5th championship McLaren as the favorite. Thursday, media day over in Australia. Tonight, cars on the track. Let's get to the news. A loaded news bulletin. Sit down so we can talk about everything. It brings exasperation. There is exasperation. And let's start with the most important, because it directly affects the race. The weather forecast for Albert Park in Melbourne, Australia. Friday and Saturday are forecasted to be dry. 28 degrees on Friday, rising to 37 on Saturday, and then on Sunday. There is a 75% to 80% chance of rain falling on the circuit at 1 p.m. local time, which is our night early morning. Here, see, the chance of rain is 55%. At 2 p.m., it drops to 35%. But in any case, there is a chance of rain coming. And if it rains, everyone wants to start the championship well. And a quarter of the grid with rookies. If you agree with me, the prospects for a crazy race are good. On a street circuit, not exactly a street, but anyway, inside a park like in Montreal. Very rarely used for races during the year, with the walls always close by. The elements are all in place. Will it rain? You can leave your poppet in the comment box. McLaren announced that Oscar Piastri has renewed his contract. He's staying with the Papaya team. His obligations there were set to expire at the end of 2026. And the commitment has now been extended for multiple years. We don't know exactly until when. It is speculated until the end of 2028. In 2028, Piastri, it is said, was receiving £7 million per year, and his salary was increased to $20 million, matching that of the other team driver in Lando Norris. With this, an important name is off the markets, at least until the end of 2028, and could have been of interest to other teams. This year's city season will be smaller, evidently, and less focused on rookies, because in 2026 we have an entirely new regulation coming, and no one will bet on drivers who haven't raced when they need the essential feedback that experienced drivers provide. But then there are experienced people who will be out of contract at the end of this year. Piastri were theirs for next year. Russell will be free by the end of 2025. The talks are increasing every day that Verstappen could also leave Red Bull, as he would have a $1 billion offer, no exaggeration, from Lawrence Stroll for Aston Martin. And last week, we reported here, we learned that he and Toto Wolff met secretly, or not so secretly, in a hangar in Eindhoven, Netherlands. And big deals, as I also mentioned last week, are often closed in hangars, away from everyone's eyes. Anyway, don't expect a series season like last year's, as I mentioned, with 14 spots changing. But yes, interesting things will still happen. 𝘾𝙤𝙥𝙮𝙧𝙞𝙝 Marko classified Gabriel Bortoleto as a second-tier driver. He said he has the ability to manage a race, take care of the tires, etc. But in terms of speed, He's not all that. And of course, we posted this on our social media, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and TikTok. And people roasted Professor Helmut. But he said more. He said that one of the rookies, there are 5, won't finish this season. And then, obviously, it already hinted at someone racing at home this weekend, Jack Durham from Alpine, who is considered by many as the favorite to be left out. Since Flavio Briatore, the team boss, is famous for swapping drivers at the snap of a finger, more than once, if necessary, within the same season. Today, Gabriel Bortoleto responded, "I even thought it was very elegant and precise." He said, "I don't care. I like challenges and listening to what Helmut has to say. He is a guy who brought many talents to Formula One, but also put the wrong drivers in the car." This is my own loose translation. So as you can see, he got it right and wrong. And I hope to prove to him that he is wrong this time. Formula One is only today, the movie trailer with Brad Pitt, Javier Bardem, which is set to release on June 25th in the summer now. Summer in the Northern Hemisphere of 2026. The film, we already know more or less the plot, tells the story of a retired driver, Brad Pitt, who is called back to coach a rookie. Brad Pitt would be this experienced guy, Sam Idris would be the rookie, and Javier Bardem would be a team boss. We've already seen some images, and he fits very well in a role that's half Briatore, half Lawrence Stroll. The executive production has Lewis Hamilton as a consultant, explaining the realism aspects so that the film doesn't turn into a farce. And the direction is by Joseph Kosinski, who directed Top Gun Maverick. Filming took place during the 2023 and 2024 seasons. Theoretically has already finished, and the film is in post-production. Cadillac talked about the issue of Colton Herta and the lack of points for the super license. Remy Loudon, the team boss, recently appointed to the position, even recently commented, "We cannot choose a driver who does not have the points." This is the reality we live in, and we have to take that into consideration. He emphasized that Herta is a driver with enough skill, in his opinion, to race in Formula One, but rules are rules. If you don't know what's happening, here's the situation. Last week, it was finally confirmed that we will have an 11th team on the Formula One grid. The American Cadillac, with the support of GM, and evidently they want to place an American driver on the grid, but Colton Herta, who races in Indy, the closest to what one might expect from a Formula One driver, does not have the necessary points. To obtain the super license, you need 40 points, and he currently has 32. You have already asked me if I made a video about this. I made a short video published some time ago explaining how these points are obtained. The FIA created a system according to your results in weight categories. Indy VC, Formula E, Formula 2, Formula 3, Formula 4. According to each category, you accumulate points. In this system, Indy gives few points, which many people consider unfair, and I agree. But the fact is that Herta has 32, needs 40. The FIA already denied this to him once in 2022, and 100 points, 2022, and 100 points, and 100 points in 2022, and 100 points in does not race. This could lead Cadillac's option to fall on another Indy driver, even if they are not American, or an all-in return. In the other car, someone experienced will probably come, since starting a project from scratch, as I mentioned in the story about rookies in the driver market, requires someone with mileage, with background, with experience. Stefano Domenicali remains as CEO of Formula One until 2029. The Italian, who had a stint with Ferrari and later was CEO of Lamborghini, has been in the position since 2022 when Chase Carey, the one with the big mustache, left. And because of Liberty Media Group's acquisition of MotoGP, many people assumed that Domenicali might go there to sort things out. But that's not what's going to happen. He will stay until 2029. Under his management, Formula One expanded the calendar, is making a profit, has the so-called proprietary events that debuted in Miami and Las Vegas, and apparently, if the bosses are happy and the company is delivering results, there's no reason to change. Today, there are already cars on the track. Here are the schedules that I also keep fixed every Formula One weekend on Instagram and our Twitter. If you're part of our notification channel on Telegram, or WhatsApp, you also received it there. 8 to 8:30 p.m. 𝘾𝙤𝙤𝙀, 𝘾𝙤𝙀𝙀. On Friday night, 8 to 12:30 p.m., the third session. And at 2 a.m. on Saturday, the qualifying. On Sunday, at 1 a.m., the Australian Grand Prix. And 20 minutes before, we start our broadcast in parallel on a second screen, another channel. Mateus Ornelas on commentary and I, Rodrigo Lamonato, providing analysis. And we will be with you throughout another season. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll explain the concept once more. Another channel. Which channel? Everyone always used to say, wouldn't it be nice to have another channel to watch Formula One? I can't stand the commentator anymore. I can't stand the announcer anymore. And for 40 years, we didn't have another option after all. It's just one broadcaster that airs it, whether it's Globo or Bandy. Well, we're here to solve your problem. Now you have another channel. Which channel? You come here, tune in with us, listen to our narration and comments, our insights, our reasoning, our thoughts, us interpreting the radio communications, reading from everyone, not just those that appear in the official broadcast, and you watch the images on television. Of course, we don't have them here because it costs a fortune, like about $12 million, and we don't have that money yet. So then you turn it down there and listen here. That's why it's called another channel. Splash and Go is your other channel to follow the season. Deal. We have a scheduled meeting from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. We start our broadcast, do a pre-race, talk about the qualifying, which will have already happened, about the grid, the expectations, the weather, whether it's about to rain or if it's already raining. And we watch the race together, commenting as we go. Once the checkered flag is waved, we end the broadcast and I meet you here at 6 p.m. on Sunday for our post-race live session. Answering your questions, your super chats, discussing the news on and off the track, sharing our usual laughs, and in the end, ordering that pizza. In our live sessions, we answer your super chats and the questions from our subscribers. They have this privilege. And in the last live session of every month throughout the season, we raffle off prizes, miniatures from the Formula collection, books from Gulliver Publishing, and whatever else comes up. For example, remember that I interviewed the photographer Keith Sutton last month. That's right, here's a photo of him signing 2 books for us, which are on their way to Brazil to be raffled off to our subscribers. There are 4 plans: Jim Haas, Paddock Press, Stefano Domenicali, and Lawrence Stroh, in order of contribution. All of them have guaranteed prizes. All of them watch the videos in Premiere. All of them have priority for responses in the live sessions, including in the parallel broadcast on Sunday at 1 in the morning, another channel. We'll put your questions on the screen, then make them good. This week, on Tuesday, the episode about the controversial races in Formula One history. I picked 10. Of course, there's Budapest 2021, Suzuka 89, 90, and others you might not remember. Imola 𝘾𝙤𝙤 Havana. 1958, Brands Hatch 76, several races that sparked conversation, caused debate, and still do today. On Tuesday, a small great story about when Eddie Jordan profited from the failure of the Lola MasterCard team in Formula One. Remember? It was in 1997, and the clever Irishman once again made some money. So that's it. We're here to start the season with you. Leave a like. It's free, costs nothing, and helps the channel a lot. Do me this favor. Do us this favor. And congratulations, because you are part of the largest and best and the Formula One audience in Brazil. We are here in a community of people passionate about the same subject, bringing information, opinion, humor, everything we can do for you. In return, we ask you to leave a like, give a boost, leave even a little emoji in the comment box, because these things show the algorithm that the work being done is pleasing. And then it continues spreading the content across the internet. Last week, we surpassed 200,000. We're already at 211. Who knows, maybe we'll end the year with 300. To stay updated with everything we do here, notification channels, Telegram, WhatsApp, and also on Instagram, where you receive an automatic push as soon as we publish something new. And there's something new all the time. Our social networks, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and TikTok, the handles are showing here. The links are down below in the description. All right, so that's it. Have a great Thursday, everyone. Have a great Australian Grand Prix weekend. Good luck to Bortoleto. And that's it. Take care.